So with each season's release inside of Destiny 2, we often get a lot of cool new weapons, and among those weapons this season is the very first stasis shotgun, the Fractethyst. At least, I think that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. If I am, feel free to correct me in the comment section below, but don't say some stupid name like, oh, it's called the Amethyst, Gravely, you're an idiot, because I'm not going to buy that. Obviously, if you say it's called the Amethyst, I'm probably just going to delete your comment. Yes, it would be pretty funny, but I'm trying to be as accurate as possible here. Anyways, let's first talk about the stats on the Fractethyst, and then we'll get into the perks and the god roll. Here are all of the base stats of the Fractethyst. Now, as you guys can see, the stats are pretty run-of-the-mill. They're pretty average for a non-slug precision frame. Now, unfortunately, there isn't actually any non-slug precision frames in the kinetic slot to compare the Fractethyst to, so our best comparison is going to be Retold Tale. As you guys can probably tell, there really isn't too much difference in either of these shotguns. Retold does have 2 more range, while the Fractethyst has 6 more handling. Once again though, both of these shotguns are in separate slots, so those stat differences really don't actually matter. Now, as for the perk pool on the Fractethyst, here's what we are working with right here. But let's just keep this simple and start off with the first perk slot. The barrel options we happen to have on the Fractethyst are Rifled Barrel, Smoothbore, Small Bore, Barrel Shroud, Corkscrew Rifling, and Full Choke. Now, in my opinion, by far, the best barrel that you should always go for on a spread shotgun is going to be Full Choke. Pretty much anything that is actually going to reduce the pellet spread of your shotgun is always going to be S tier. It's going to push out your one-hit kill range that much further. Now keep in mind, I did say reduce. If something ever increases your spread, never go for that. Increased spread is absolutely horrible. Yes, I just singled out Smoothbore. Smoothbore, you are absolute garbage. If I had to recommend a shotgun barrel that isn't full choke, I would 100% recommend going for Barrel Shroud. It is going to massively increase your handling. Obviously, you're not getting any reduced pellet spread, but Barrel Shroud still is a very solid option. Don't worry, I'm not forgetting about Rifled Barrel. I know a lot of people would be absolutely mauling in my comments if I didn't say something about it, but honestly, Rifled Barrel is not going to be as good as something like Full Choke or Barrel Shroud. Well, yes, Rifled Barrel does massively increase your range. That really isn't needed because shotguns have your range cap anyways, and you're probably going to hit that if you have something like Opening Shot on your shotgun, and at that point, you're pretty much just losing handling for nothing. And honestly, I would actually take Small Bore or Corkscrew before I went for Rifled Barrel, solely because those actually do increase your handling. They also do increase your range. That really doesn't matter as much, but once again, handling increases are absolutely king when it comes to shotties. Moving on to the magazine perk slot, we happen to have Assault Mag, Appended Mag, Tactical Mag, Extended Mag, Steady Rounds, Accurized Rounds, and Light Mag. Now, right off the bat, you are going to want to avoid any magazine boosting perk as well as steady rounds. Those really just aren't helping you out that much. You don't really need a bigger magazine on your shotgun, especially if you're using something like extended mag. That is just going to nuke your reload speed, and that is going to hurt more than it helps. And then steady rounds, well, you don't need stability on a shotgun, ever. Literally ever, you never need stability on a shotgun. The main perks that I am going to recommend here are going to be Assault Mag and Accurized Rounds. Now, some of you guys might be asking, what about Light Mag? Well, I'm not recommending Light Mag first. Light Mag is like your third option if you don't get Assault Mag or Accurized Rounds. If you get Light Mag, your roll is pretty much saved because Light Mag isn't bad. It's a +5 range and +5 reload, which obviously that's not as good as something like Accurized giving +10 range, but it still is pretty helpful. But back to Assault Mag and Accurized Rounds. Now, the main reason I'm recommending Assault Mag is it literally increases your fire rate. That is by far one of the best things you can ever get on a shotgun. You're taking the fire rate on this shotgun from a 65 RPM to a 70, and I know that may not seem like much, but that can often make the difference in a fight. It is going to be the difference of you being able to double shotgun somebody if you miss, or if, let's say, you shotgun and then you melee, or whatever, some nonsense happens and you just need to get off that shot a little bit quicker. Assault Mag is there to help you. And obviously, Accurized Rounds is pretty self-explanatory. You can really never go wrong with a free +10 range on your shotgun. Anyways though, that is enough about the magazine perk slot. Let's talk about the third perk slot, where we're going to find things like Quick Draw, Dual Loader, Slide Shot, Full Auto, Ensemble, and Lead from Gold. Now, what's kind of funny about this perk column right here is there are 3 really good perks, and then there are 3 absolute throwaways. The throwaways are going to be dual loader, full auto, and lead from gold. Obviously, lead from gold really just isn't doing anything for you in PvP. Full auto doesn't increase your fire rate or do anything like that, although it would be pretty cool if it did. And then dual loader is obviously just, dual loader's garbage. You really never want to go for dual loader. I guess it does make the reload a little bit faster, but outside of that, it's just really not that good. As I was saying though, there are still 3 really good perks in this slot, which are going to be Quick Draw, Slide Shot, and Ensemble. Obviously, Quick Draw is always going to be an S tier perk on shotguns, and it used to be even better before they nerfed it, but honestly, shotguns didn't take too much of a hit. It is still kind of annoying that they did nerf it, but I understand it. As for Slide Shot, this is another really good perk, especially because Slide Shotgunning did recently get nerfed, and this kind of negates that nerf in a way. It's still going to be worse than it was before, but this does make it a little bit more bearable. And finally, there's the new perk Ensemble. Now, for anyone who does not know what Ensemble does, basically when you have one ally within, I believe, a 15 or a 20 meter radius, you will get a massive buff to your handling and your reload speed. Now, this buff isn't actually going to fully max out either of those stats. However, it is going to be a big enough boost where you can slot on something like a dexterity mod and actually max that out. Overall, I do feel like Ensemble is an incredibly strong perk if you are able to stay near at least one teammate, and honestly, I would take Ensemble over Quick Draw if you have a very team-oriented playstyle. However, I know a lot of people out there just want the 100 handling swap speed all the time, so Quick Draw is definitely the perk for them. Moving on though, in the 4th perk slot, we happen to have Harmony, Adrenaline Junkie, Opening Shot, Adagio, Thresh, and Trench Barrel. Honestly, the only perk in this slot that doesn't have a lot of value in my opinion is going to be Adrenaline Junkie. I really feel like the buff just, it's not that good inside of PvP. You need a very specific build to make it work, and overall, you just don't really want to be using it. Outside of that though, there are several other good perk options in this column. The main ones I would recommend are going to be Harmony and Opening Shot. I really don't think I need to explain why Opening Shot is such a great perk, but as for Harmony, I know some people might be confused. They might be thinking, what's so great about Harmony? Well, what makes Harmony such a useful perk is it actually activates off getting a kill with your primary weapon. So let's say I get a kill with my Palindrome and then I swap to my Fractethyst. I now have a damage buff just for getting a kill with my hand cannon. In my opinion, this is a very useful buff because it's going to make your shotgun hit like an absolute truck, all for getting a kill with your primary weapon. Really, how many shotguns are in the game that are going to reward you for using your primary? Now, even though that sounds like one of the coolest perks in the world, and it is, it's really good, we need to move on. I still haven't talked about the 3 other perks in the column. As for Adagio, this is a very interesting one because I believe this is a pretty good perk. However, it does not have the longest duration, and it's kind of hard to take advantage of in PvP. If you can pull this one off, it's not bad, but like I said, it's a little bit harder to pull off than something like Trench Barrel or Harmony. Finally, as for Thresh and Trench Barrel, I would just honestly say that these are very preference oriented. If you like Thresh, if you like trying to get your super as fast as possible, that is a good perk. I'm not going to stop you from using that. And then Trench Barrel, honestly, I just don't think Trench Barrel has as much value as something like Harmony, but Trench Barrel is very disgusting once you get it going. It is tough to compete with that 50% damage buff. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say about the Fractethyst in today's video. Now, if you are curious as to which role I used for the gameplay, it was a full choke, assault mag, ensemble, opening shot, and a range masterwork role. I do believe that is pretty much the best role you can get overall. You can maybe swap out ensemble for quick draw, but that's neither here nor there. It really doesn't matter. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you left a like and a comment letting me know what you thought. And if you're new to the channel and would like to see more content in the future, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, it's been Gravelly. Peace.